At 9:40, welcome back to Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. And so what? You know what? The band is back together. We're here.
Here we go.
We're hanging out to the end of the year.
Yep, this is how we do it. Finish it strong.
Yes, love it. And we're finishing out windy, aren't we?
Yeah, windy, colder.
Boo.
And I love when we go through those runs in the 70s. That was amazing.
That was fantastic for your birthday.
Thank you. Yeah,
Christmas
and
Day.
I did grill out. I had my Christmas cheeseburger. So one of my secrets recently, I've been getting the Jack Daniel's wood chips. Oh man, the smoky flavor that it creates is just incredible.
Wow,
Yum.
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, it was a perfect cheeseburger. I'll show you guys pictures later.
Please, yep.
But that 79 that we hit was the warmest Christmas, but also the second warmest of all time in December high history for Charlotte.
Loved it.
Yeah, no, it was amazing.
Yeah,
and then
it's
we
great.
hit 78 on the 27th, the Saturday, and then now we're dealing with this. So let's get right to it. Today's the transitional day.
Boo.
And right now we are actually dealing...
Boo.
Yeah. Well, and yesterday was kind of a nice little precursor because Lisa was just like Friday where you have that cold air damming all the moisture in the clouds, don't really allow the sunshine to come out. We will see the sunshine today, so that's the good news.
Yay.
But here are where our wind chills are going to go. So I'm just going to show you this first off. Around 2 o'clock, we're going to have temperatures either side of 60 degrees, still around Charlotte, south of I-85, but then it starts to feel like the mid to the upper 30s around the I-40 corridor, and then the teens up in the mountains. Then by about 6 o'clock, we're starting to feel like the upper 30s here, and then the single digits up in the mountains, freezing temperatures for the foothills, and then by 5 a.m. tomorrow, the lower to the mid-20s, around the teens for the foothills, and then even negative values for parts of the mountains as well, which is crazy. That brings us to the now. This right here is the warmest air that we will have for the day. So our highs are actually hit in the morning, 63 right now around the Charlotte area, 64 around Monroe, 64 over in Lancaster as well. But you already have that colder air that's starting to sink in. 39 degrees right around Boone, starting to feel some of those wind chilly conditions. And if you look closely, you can see those winds coming out of the southwest. Well, we're going to see that transition along a cold front. So a better way to look at this is just that by the end of the day, we're going to get much colder, and we're actually going to hit our bottom, our coldest temperatures of the day by about midnight. So that looks to be the transition there. But what a nice little start. I just wish it was a little bit different for all of us. And then after this, we're actually going to get used to even lows in the 20s, and then our highs are likely going to be in the 40s and then the 50s. So what a change that we have going forward. Now, what's going to happen here over the next several hours is we're going to see a big transition as that front is starting to push through. So the best chance for rain is really coming up in the near term, the short term. So let me try to get to that. So here's a good example. All right, so these numbers are going to change on you. They're a little outdated, but our high temperature is now 63, and I think we're going to stay there. Once you get to around 10 to noon, temperatures are still going to be in the lower 60s, but then as you can see, our lows are hit by the back end of the day. So once you get to around midnight, 35 degrees is going to be our actual temperature, and 28 degrees is going to be our wind chill at that point. So this is going to be substantial overall for your December 29th as that front is going to be passing through. So again, high right around 63 with temperatures cooling off throughout the overnight. And then meanwhile, our lows are dropping down to 27 degrees by tomorrow and 24 on Wednesday. What makes this astronomically hard for us to deal with is that on Christmas Day, we had a low of 50 degrees. On Saturday, we had lows in the lower to the mid 50s. And if you take our high temperature, the top that we've been, we're talking about a 50 degree temperature swing from the highs that we had on the 25th and the 27th to the lows that we have for the last mornings of the year. Even starting off this morning with temperatures around 60 to 63 degrees, this is going to be up to a 30 to 40 degree temperature swing by tomorrow morning. So that is just absolutely awful for a lot of us, and it all has to do with a cold front that is indeed causing major problems to the north as well. That's where we're going to be talking about big time snow around the Great Lakes through Michigan, parts of New York, western side of New York, over to Pennsylvania and Ohio as well, also dipping down into West Virginia and Indiana as well. So we are still dealing with the cold front. So any rain that we have is really going to be now until about, I would say, the hour of noon. And at that point, we're really going to be shifting the winds, and that's why I showed you those wind chills about how we're going to be impacted. So kind of putting this into better perspective about how we're going to be feeling, because, yeah, the air temperatures can be changing, but it's that wind that's going to affect us. By noon, it still feels like 60 degrees, y'all, around Charlotte. It's amazing. Also, the sun's starting to come out at that point, but it's 40 degrees for a real feel around 6 p.m. Meanwhile, if you factor up in Blowing Rock, they're already feeling like 29 degrees right now. By noon, it's 22. By their evening, 7 degrees. So welcome to the cold front that's going to be passing through. And I think this graphic might have updated for me now. Let's see. Nope, still seeing the same temperatures. But that 10 a.m. temperature still showing around 63, 62 by noon. So it's really around noon that we start to see the cool down, but it's really not until 2 o'clock that we really start to chip degrees off of that high temperature. And as I mentioned, it's that cold front that's going to make all the difference once it passes by, but at least we're going to see the sunshine on the back end. So looking at that long range forecast over the next 7 days, as we are saying goodbye to 2025, 47 is the coolest day that I have. That's on Tuesday, lots of sunshine. 52, by the way, is the average high that we have throughout the month of January. We're going to have that for Wednesday, the last day of 2025, and heading into the new year, we mainly have the mid to the upper 50s before we start to cool down behind our first rain chance of 2026, and that is Friday heading into Saturday. Now, looking at the long-range forecast, we will see temperatures come down to the lower to the mid-50s again, even the upper 40s by day 10 of the extended forecast, with a better chance for rain there. But one day stands out from all the rest, and that is that 63-degree point for today. So right now, this hour, over the next couple, that is our warmest air of the morning. This is also the warmest morning we're going to have for the foreseeable future, but we will not be in the 60s for the next 10 days, which is not unusual heading into January. I know. But it is really tough, especially where we have been. So I love those record-breaking spells for this time of year, but it's almost kind of a mean trick, because once you start getting used to the cold, as we did in early December, all of a sudden it's like, oh, hello, near 80. Do you miss me?
Yes.
And as far as our lows are concerned, the coldest air that we're going to have over the next 10 as well is really tomorrow morning and Wednesday morning. So the last morning of 2025 will be down to 25, and after that, we're either around freezing or slightly above. So it is going to be a quick shock and out of the system. But speaking of about the ending the year, bringing up some of those stats that I usually like to do, our final total as far as our average high right now through this day in climatology is 63.1 degrees, factoring all of our highs and lows across 362 days. So we still have 3 days to go. And right now we're the 7th warmest. We're actually tied for 2017. At worst, this cold air, I think it should keep us the same, but it might bring us like a half a degree back, so we fall to the 8th spot. But regardless, it's going to be another top 10 finish for us. And I was showing you this earlier, but as far as the hottest December highs, just really put in perspective, the 25th and the 27th officially own the 2nd and the 4th spot, ties for those. That's just unreal, because only once in Charlotte history, dating back to 1878, have we hit 80 degrees. We almost did it on Christmas Day, crushing the record back in of 77 degrees set back in 1955. So just really an unreal run, and I already updated our previous graphics showing the last 5 years for our Charlotte highs. That's 79 taking the top spot there. What's really interesting is the last time that we had the 4th warmest, which by the way is going to be now the 5th warmest. I didn't update that. The year after that we had our 2nd coldest. So we'll see if history is going to repeat itself, that in 2026 we follow the warmest by one of the coldest. I hope not, because that was a really nice treat. People were saying, oh, no, I want it to be a white Christmas or cold. And I was like, no. I loved wearing the shorts and
T-shirts.
Grilling your cheeseburgers on
It was
your
great.
day.
No.
On your day, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. It was a lovely gift to have that type of forecast, and it was really good. And I will say, since JT is 3, seeing the magic of Christmas through his eyes is awesome. Yeah. JT, for a few gifts at the very beginning, would stop and go, Merry Christmas, everyone! So he was super pumped. It was magical. Like him seeing what Santa brought him was truly special. So I'm glad we got to live that out.
That is fantastic.